Love is the essence of Jesus' message. In today's episode of our series, What Jesus Says About, we will explore one of the most beautiful and transformative commandments, loving your neighbor. What does it truly mean to love? How can we live out this love in such a challenging world? And how did Jesus exemplify it through his life? Prepare to uncover the depth of this message and discover how it can transform your life today. The commandment of love. In response to a question about the greatest commandment, Jesus declares, "You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind." Matthew 22, verse 37. He then adds, "You shall love your neighbor as yourself." Matthew 22, verse 39. This connection between loving God and loving your neighbor reveals their intrinsic unity. Loving your neighbor means treating others with the same dignity, respect, and care that we desire for ourselves. This love does not depend on reciprocity or favorable conditions. It is a deliberate choice to act with grace and compassion. In John 13, verses 34 to 35, Jesus elevates this commandment to a new level. I give you a new commandment. Love one another. Just as I have loved you, you also must love one another. By this everyone will know that you are my disciples, if you love one another. The standard for loving others becomes Jesus' own example, as he loved to the point of sacrificing himself on the cross. He calls us to abandon selfishness and embrace a selfless, sacrificial love that builds bridges rather than walls. The parable of the Good Samaritan. The parable of the Good Samaritan, found in Luke 10, verses 25 to 37, is a profound teaching on the meaning of loving your neighbor. A legal expert asks Jesus, "Who is my neighbor?" And Jesus responds with a story. A man traveling from Jerusalem to Jericho is attacked by robbers and left half dead. A priest and a Levite, representatives of Jewish religion, passed by without helping. However, a Samaritan, a member of a group despised by the Jews, feels compassion for the man. He treats the wounds with oil and wine, places the man on his animal, and takes him to an inn, covering all necessary expenses. At the end, Jesus asks, "Which of these three do you think was a neighbor to the man who fell into the hands of robbers?" Luke 10, verse 36. The answer is clear: the one who showed him mercy. Luke 10, verse 37. The Samaritan not only recognized the need, but also acted with practical love, crossing cultural and religious barriers. Jesus challenges us to do the same, to be neighbors to anyone in need, regardless of differences or prejudices. This parable pushes us to reassess our priorities and embrace a love that transforms pain into opportunities for grace. Jesus, the perfect example of love. Jesus didn't just teach about loving your neighbor. He demonstrated it throughout his life. In his healings, he touched lepers, Mark 1, verses 40 to 42, restoring not only their physical health, but also their dignity as marginalized individuals. He fed hungry crowds, Matthew 14, verses 13 to 21, showing that love also involves meeting basic human needs. In John 4, Jesus engaged with a Samaritan woman at a well, breaking ethnic and gender barriers to offer her living water, a relationship with God that satisfies the soul's deepest thirst. In John 13, he washed the feet of his disciples, including Judas, who would betray him, demonstrating that true love serves even in the face of betrayal. But the ultimate act of Jesus' love was his sacrifice on the cross, where he gave his life for humanity. John 15, verse 13. By following this example, we are called to embody a love that transcends words and manifests in actions, reflecting God's grace and heart for the world. The commandment to love your neighbor is an invitation to transform relationships, communities, and the world. Loving as Jesus loved is a challenge, but it is also an opportunity to experience life's true meaning. May we leave today with hearts more open to living and sharing this love. And you, how can you show love to your neighbor today?
My brother, my sister in Christ, did you enjoy this video? Leave your comment and share it so that more people can hear this powerful message. See you in the next episode of What Jesus Says About. Until then.